Welcome, Pill Poppers, to episode 55 with your hosts Liam and Thomas and special guest Full Court Press, also known as Elvin. I don't know if we'll which alias we'll use.
It's depending on the topic. Might have to switch between the two.
Welcome back. Just want to shout out Full Court Press. He's doing well. I don't know what his sub count's at, but he's still releasing NBA videos. I've not seen a short in a while though.
Yeah, YouTube's kind of it's been on the back burner for a little bit. Still putting out videos, so if you like NBA content, you can always check those out. I'm sure you guys will put the link in the description.
Yes, sir.
And then on TikTok, if you guys gamble out there, you like putting in some parlays, we put out daily prediction videos on which teams are going to win for that day. And we've had like 3 or 4 perfects in the past like week and a half. So we've been on a heater, I'm not going to lie.
So you heard it here. If you're gambling, listen to Full Court Press.
You will make money, guaranteed.
Not financial advice.
But before we move on, I want to shout out GPB merch. Liam and I, we're in it. Link will be down in the bio. About $30 with shipping. We'll probably get to you in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on the whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's interesting because like when someone puts an order, then they start like a 2-week order window, and then once that window ends, then it takes about another week. So I'd say about like 3 weeks.
It's cozy, 100% cotton, I believe. Just be careful when you put it in the wash. If you put in this one's fine, but my gray one, I used it a lot. I put it in the wash a lot, and it's starting to fade a little bit. So just be delicate with it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a high quality piece of clothing. I mean, you treat it like your car.
Damn right you do.
Yeah, you do.
Damn right. Also, I want to plug in the fan question survey. So far, we've gotten one from Full Court Press.
Let's go.
Our boy.
But
I hope you guys enjoyed those questions.
We did.
Yes, we loved it. But please click the link, or just leave a comment on the video. We will answer it. And make sure to like, subscribe, and comment the most expensive thing you've ever bought.
Curious to see this one.
I guess we can answer it.
Yeah, we can answer it.
Ooh, yes. Why don't we start with our guest?
Most expensive thing I've ever bought. Is it like something that I can like hold in my hand, or?
No, it could be like shares of something.
I mean, it would definitely have to be some crypto. Probably some Ethereum.
Fitting for this topic that we're going to be discussing today.
If it's not my education, then it's my car, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, education is a good one.
Yeah, that's definitely mine. And if it's not that, then it's...
Yeah, let's exclude education.
Let's exclude education. Jeez.
For me, it's my car. Spent $1,000 buying it, and then I don't know how much fixing it up and all the other stuff.
I don't really know if I have anything, like one thing that I've spent a ton of money on. Rent, maybe?
Nice.
Okay, rent's up there.
You know, let me mill about it a little bit. I'll throw it in randomly and disrupt the conversation later.
Yeah.
Nice.
If I can think of it.
Okay.
But if it's not in the title, today's podcast is financially themed. We'll be talking about various topics such as personal finance, maybe debate on some random ideas, and then get Alvin's opinion on AI, a recurring theme on our show. And before we move on to those topics, I have a little pre-topic. I've been bringing up Javier Milei, president of Argentina. Not almost every episode, but I for some reason want to keep updating on him to see how he's doing.
Nice. The
chainsaw president, if you've seen the memes. And I think he's about 100 days in so far. With do you know about Milei, Alvin?
I do know about him. Apparently he's supposed to like change up the entire financial system of Argentina or something. So far it has not been working from what I've been hearing. I mean, I think he can still make strides towards changing it, but I heard like their poverty or homelessness is like at all-time high or something.
So he's a self-proclaimed anarcho-capitalist, and he's trying to induce shock therapy for Argentina. So he got like laid off thousands of workers, government workers.
Yeah.
Got rid of like maybe 300 government institution or programs, and he devalued the peso by 50%.
Yeah, that was big move. I think they went away from the dollar, maybe.
No, he's trying to, I think, get dollarized, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He's trying to get into the dollar.
Mm.
Inflation hit like over 100%, and now it's died down a little bit. Yeah, I said he's down bad. Inflation's
bad.
still high. No one in Congress wants to agree with him. So I guess his plan right now is to cut funding to the governors that are part of the different, I'm just going to say like states in Argentina, because then governors have connections to the senators. So he's trying to like cut off their funding and then maybe like use money as like a leverage thing.
Basically trying to get them to agree on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also today, March 24th, is a protest happening in Argentina, Day of Remembrance, and it's about the 30,000 people that were killed in dictatorship rule from 1976 to 1983. Before Milei won his presidency, he was kind of like Trump on Twitter, saying like it was misinformation, it was a lie, like 30,000 people didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
And then this article on The Guardian that I read said maybe like the real number is about 22,000.
Big deal.
Yeah,
It's just like
That's
the
a
same.
lie, guys.
It was 8,000 less.
But yeah, he's trying to say that like, oh, they're lying to you and other stuff. I don't know, but like
It wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
it's
What
just,
are we doing?
It's interesting that he took that move,
Yeah.
and that is all I have from Milei. I don't know if you guys have any comments.
I think he also was a fan of Bitcoin. Could be wrong, but I think that was something he brought up during his run. I think it was put out there. I saw it somewhere on Twitter.
Man of the people.
Allegedly.
Liam?
No, nothing.
All right, that concludes my update about Milei. Catch you in the next episode for him. First topic, Alvin, AI.
All right.
Firstly, this is like a little joke, but like I looked up like an official article, and they use this picture. It's like a robot humanoid to like. It's just like it was no reference to it. It's just like something about AI and finance, and it just had that smack dab in the middle.
Nice.
So I grabbed it, put it on the dock.
We can probably put it as the green screen background.
Yes, we can. And I'm just wondering, like, why is AI associated with this? Like, when you look up, like, when you Google, like, AI, oh no, not Airbnb, AI, fucking Christ. Oh my.
Are we allowed to say that
Palm
on
Sunday.
on camera?
He died today.
I'm sorry. Okay, you look up AI, like a weird humanoid with network connected, another humanoid. Like, it's like the spotlight picture for AI, even though it's just like code.
The
Yeah.
populace like just associates it with like something human, when it really is just code. But there's
Controlled by humans.
Yes.
In a sense.
there's this like aura that it's gonna steal our jobs, and I feel like it's easier for people to comprehend it when it's like a robot instead of just like some code that's
I mean,
in the back.
like you look at like Boston Dynamics robot,
Mhm.
it's just like some weird cube like thing. It doesn't look like a human.
No.
I mean, besides being bipedal on 2 feet, but it's funny to me that like if you look at this picture, it looks so intricate. It's like this is not gonna be what it actually is. Like,
No.
Yeah, I don't think AI is going to turn out like that. I mean, I don't think it's going to ever become robot form. I'm sure that robots are just going to be robots. Maybe they'll have AI implemented. I don't know.
Why would they need to add a human face? Like, is that just for the maybe the science? I don't even know. Like
Well,
a
when-
comfort thing?
when you think about consciousness, you think about humans, right? Like,
Yeah.
Humans have consciousness, so
Yeah.
they're worried about AI getting consciousness. So that
Mm.
means like, oh, they're us. So I
That's-
guess that's like the main connection.
That's a great point.
It's so they can put skin suits on them and act as our politicians.
Yes.
That's a big debate to be run by AI, because they, unless there's no bias in the programming, they could
Mhm.
Could have bias, yeah.
objectively run the government.
but we're not there yet, as
No.
we saw with Gemini.
Gemini? I did not
Gemi-
watch that movie.
No, Google Gemini.
Oh.
Google Gemini. Give me the 4 founding fathers, and it's like an Asian woman, a black man, a white man, and like a
Nice.
native man.
Nice.
We need to include. We need to
Great
be
round
inclusive.
table.
No, give me the founding fathers, and then it's just the 4 people from King of the Hill.
Funny enough, Gemini is also a crypto exchange
Oh, really?
in the U.S. Yeah,
Nice.
fun fact.
Fun fact from Alvin: Gemini is the crypto exchange from in the U.S.
Fun facts with Full Court Press. Do.
Let's continue. Though,
Today's
Alvin.
fun fact of the day. If you watched last episode, that was Chris King in the background.
Yes. The second image that was put up on the green screen, that was a young, strapping lad, intern Chris. So, hopefully none of you did anything nefarious to that photo.
Oh Lord. Dan.
Dan.
Dan, please don't. But Alvin,
Guancho.
Guancho.
what do you think about AI since Dolly?
Since Dolly, I don't even remember when Dolly came out. My first AI experience was Chat GPT. So when that came out, I was like, oh, let's go. I can use this for my essays at school.
Yeah.
So that was my first thought about it. AI has somewhat come a long way, I guess. I haven't really kept up with it too much. I know Sora's been the big thing, right? Where AI generated videos, and they look very realistic. So I think it'll just keep getting better in a sense. In terms of content creation, I think it probably has more of an effect than anything else because you can just look up anything or create any types of videos, just use a short clip of an AI generated thing, or even create like commercials using AI only. I think I've seen like a YouTube channel here or there where they use like Elon Musk doing a Doritos commercial or something like that, just something really random. And you can use AI to create a song. You can use it to come up with the lyrics, the music, and then put Elon Musk in this video about Doritos, and then it'll create a whole like 30-second clip for you, which could essentially be a commercial. I think advertising could use it a lot, marketing.
There's a new program I think called Uni. It's an AI song creator. You can put in a prompt and it'll write out like lyrics, music, sing it in like 30 seconds.
Interesting.
Like
Is the prompt only like words, or could we say give it like?
you can write the lyrics. You can say write it or play it in the style of Elton John. Or
I think I've seen some of those before. It might not have been AI, but I know that there's some people on TikTok, they made a mix of like Crazy Frog and some female singer. I forgot what her name was. They're like, give it that type beat with her singing. It was like an absolute hit.
Dang,
like,
that's sick.
People were like, make it a sound.
yeah, I thought about it. I think the beginning of my senior year, so 2022, 2 years ago, I think, just about. I was doing a presentation on AI. This was when Dolly came out. And I was just like, oh, look at Dolly. Like, I can make a picture of a frog playing chess. And then I was like, I Googled, like, oh, is there an AI text writer? This was before ChatGPT. And, like, it was, like, primitive, quote unquote. But, like, it wrote out, like, one of my slides.
Yeah.
Like, I said, like, write a presentation sentence for me to say. And now, like, I didn't even think about it. I should have like had future predictions on there for the presentation, just so like anyone who was in that class can like think randomly, like, wow, Thomas fucking predicted.
Thomas was so right. We're gonna be making podcast intros to the theme of Lil Baby music.
Yes.
But thinking about this progression, Albin, are you optimistic or pessimistic for AI in the future?
I'm optimistic. I mean, I think it'll help more than it'll hurt, hopefully. But at the same time, I feel like it somewhat takes the creativity out of people actually doing it themselves. because you're just like, hey, can you come? I have this idea. Can you do it for me? Basically,
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you just paid someone else to do it, but you're just doing it for free. So I guess it's helpful to those people, but to other people who used to get paid to do the same thing, it might hurt them more than anything. But I would like to be more optimistic than pessimistic in this situation because I feel like it could be a tool to help more than it can hurt.
Mm-hmm. And I think the cream is going to always rise to the top. So maybe those like mundane tasks and little like when you were saying that, I imagine like a random Fiverr request or something like that. That'll be you can already automate most of that stuff. But big projects and like actually good pieces of art are gonna stay in the hands of like people who make them themselves, and those are still gonna get the recognition I think that they deserve.
I'm just waiting for the day an AI video editor can come out and I will use that.
I mean, it's kind of there with Opus, but
I need to fully like edit videos, not to just create shorts out of my videos.
They do have a thing though, like you have an AI extension or whatever, and you throw in your long form video, and then it'll like cut out whatever for you, like what it thinks is best. I don't know if it'll like edit it around, like put it in pictures and stuff for you, but I think you can like do cuts.
I'll have to look into that.
Open source is going to be where you're going to see like the biggest innovation, I feel like.
Yeah.
I was talking to Tiki about this, and like you've just got thousands of people across the world all working on like one project together, and they're all working on it out of passion. So like at some point you might even see like those AI models that are open source overtake the ones that are private and like big corporations.
Hopefully that'd be better.
Yeah, I would,
until Big Corp buys them out.
But what about nefarious uses of AI? Like
what, the Taylor Swift stuff?
There's that I literally just saw today, in the bathroom. It was
what you looking at in the bathroom, buddy?
Scrolling on YouTube Shorts.
And the Bobby Lee and what's his name?
Andrew Santino.
Yeah, their podcast. He was
Bad
like,
Friends.
He was like, "Hey, Bobby Lee, Donald Trump wants to be on our." I don't know if he was like in on it, but I think Bobby Lee believed it. It was like, Donald Trump wants to be on our podcast. I have the clip. They pulled up the clip, and it was
it was a deep fake?
Well, no, it was like I don't know if you ever seen it. They do it with Joe Rogan a lot, where it's just a clip of him talking, but they have the AI voice going over it, so it looks like he's saying it.
Yeah.
And it was like Donald Trump, like, "Oh, I love that Chinaman. Like, I think he's really funny."
Wow.
Or like, whatever. I almost believed it at first, but then I was like, "Wait, this clip was like, or like the clip of him talking doesn't really line up." So.
That's funny.
I think deepfake's kind of the same way, except that's more like facial changes, but I think you can do it with the voice also, because I see a lot of those like with crypto scams. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've seen it with Elon saying like, this coin will soar. Like,
yep. Elon's one of them. Any big founders, Vitalik Buterin, like Ethereum giveaway, Cardano giveaway with Charles Hoskinson, or really anyone. Whenever you see a giveaway, do not fucking click that link, dude. Please.
It's got a bunch of like random bolded yellow text on it.
Yeah,
it's got,
yeah.
Like, the candlesticks showing. Just
claim your $5,000. Trust me, you're not getting anything for free.
I love the email saying like, claim your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I've got Bitcoin. Let's go.
It's in just the most broken English grammar. It's not even right.
But wait, does AI do anything for crypto? I'm just curious.
In terms of what? Because there are AI coins, but
what are those?
I mean, the biggest one is like Singularity Net and Fetch AI. I think like way back I did a short on like the top 5, and those two are still around. There's some like deepfake. I think it's called Fake AI. That's like the ticker symbol. It's literally the deepfake AI program, and they have their own coin. I think there was one that tried to predict stock market moves and all that. So basically, there's image generation ones too. Whatever you think of, I think the company behind that AI project might have their own token.
But how do they make that into a token? Like, is that just a stock at that point?
Kind of. I also don't really know exactly, because you aren't technically buying part of the company. You're buying their token, so it might help them grow because of it if the price were to increase. Because they own a portion of the supply. So say the token explodes, goes up 1,000%. They can start selling off a little bit to fund their projects and trying to create better versions of their AI. Basically, it's just saying like, hey, we're the company behind this token. You can buy the token, and if it goes up, you make money, we make money,
Okay.
and so forth.
So it's not necessarily like AI doing anything for crypto. It's just being represented by crypto.
As of right now, and to my knowledge, yes.
Interesting. But what about AI in finance? Do you think jobs are being lost, or AI is just gonna improve the system?
I mean, it somewhat helps because it helps automate things. So even in my job, a lot of like really simple tasks we just automate now. So making sure that the date is the same for every single thing, making sure that all names are valid and you don't have like any weird names pop up. Just simple things like that. Just takes away a lot of manual work that would just take a lot more time when we don't need it to take a lot of time. That's what I've seen. But if we're to really get advanced, then sure, it can definitely take away some jobs. I mean, I think coders are at the biggest risk more than anyone, to be honest. And that's surprising because everyone's like, oh, coding's going to be around forever. Well, the person who can manipulate the AI to write code for him can outcode a coder in probably 1/5 of the time or even more. Because think about all the time you have to do to like find a mistake or write a code when you can just have AI do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big deal. And then if it really gets advanced with like video creation and this music stuff, sure, it can help in those industries. You still can't separate the art from the artist in a sense because it's not going to replace like Drake or PewDiePie or whoever else is big. But you can always make like off-brand kind of versions, like Drake type beat, or give me a Drake song, or create a video like PewDiePie, but it's not actually going to be them. So I feel like it can help in those ways.
Okay.
For the marketing and advertising industry, it's gonna be similar on the scale that Alvin was just talking about. Mundane, like daily tasks, get a little bit more efficient, so employees are able to maximize their time doing things like optimization of campaigns and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't see jobs being lost.
Yeah, I think it's too early for it to have a real impact.
Yeah.
We'd have to look 15 to 25 years down the line to see what kind of real impact it has.
Yeah.
Because we're still at the beginning stages. It's really just taken the scene within the past year and a half or so.
For sure. I mean, right now it's very helpful. I use it to write all my blogs, and like just like last month I wrote a blog on some like random topic. I did research on like the keywords, so I was getting a lot of traffic. Had ChatGPT write the blog, and now I'm getting like 500 visits a day on one of my clients' websites.
Nice. I'm wondering if like every little thing is kind of like AI, like a calculator, isn't it? Kind of like AI. It does the math for you, so you don't have to do it yourself.
I mean, there's
Well, the term AI is a little thrown around. That is just that's just coding. Like it already knows. Like, it's not that it's like collecting info and making a decision that 2 + 2 is 4. It just knows, all right, two ones plus 2 ones is 4 ones. So
Isn't it collecting that information that, hey, you put in this?
No, it's an input.
I guess.
So for this, should we be saying AGI, like artificially generated?
AGI is like the highest level.
Oh, okay.
Like AI.
Okay.
In a sense, where that's artificial general intelligence.
General. Okay. So we're somewhere in between a TI-84 and the absolute max that you can get.
Yeah, we're between TI-84 and Terminator.
Nice.
That's where we are.
All right, I like this.
Hopefully closer to the TI-84 side than the Terminator
True.
side.
Because another thing you can say is it's a coding term. It's like kind of like brute forcing. Sorry. Other term for artificial intelligence. It's something else. Neural network. Fudge. If Tiki or someone else was on here, they'd know right away. But it's like, it's just the method is gathering a lot of information and then congregating it together to make decisions. That's like different from AI.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some divide in it. I think nerds would know right away. Like they're
Probably.
Like, don't say AI. Don't say AI.
Yeah, they would call you out on it right away.
Mm-hmm.
What the bro?
But
I don't know. If I were to like super generalize it, I that's what I would say. Like, hey, isn't a calculator technically? You put the input, it gives you the output.
it's like a spectrum.
Yeah, it's like
It's a
like
spectrum.
with ChatGPT, you put in the input and of what you want, and it generates that output.
Yeah.
If I were to like super generalize
You
it,
can ask AI what is 2 + 2, and then you can ask it write me an essay on math.
Mm-hmm.
A TI-84, you can type 2 + 2, it'll give it to you,
yeah.
but you can't type like sentences into it.
Well, it's not the advanced AI. It's the very basic AI only does math.
Yeah, it's like the bacteria of AI.
Yes.
The
like,
single cell.
Single
organism.
single cell AI.
like the AI will look back like these were.
This is the evolution. Yeah, it's like
this is where we started from, and then
he's like the monkey of
then the
AI.
question AI be like, no, we didn't. That didn't exist.
Exactly.
We were born
right
200
now.
years ago.
Jesus is alive. Soon he will die.
And then the
Within 1,000
science AI is just pissed off because
Come on, it's clearly in your memory.
Yeah.
You know this happened.
you're
look
just
at the
lying
facts.
to yourself.
You guys haven't seen Blade Runner, but it's like
Blade Runner 2049.
mm-hmm. Or you haven't seen it, right?
I have not seen it. I've seen the clips of it though.
But-
Seems very cool.
Yeah, the world is like humans and AI together. The world went into nuclear war, and now like you have AI living amongst humans. It's mostly AI people though, and
Like the photo.
the photo.
The photo.
Oh yeah. Well, no, they look like humans.
Oh.
They're not
More
real.
advanced photo.
Just the,
With their skin suits on.
with
Yes.
the skin suits on, and the book it's based off of is basically the moral dilemma that you can't tell the difference,
Mm.
and then it's like, then the AI develop feelings. They're like, am I like human or am I a robot? Like,
It's,
Mm.
it's I'm
Is
not
that the
gonna
one with
say it.
Ryan Reynolds in it?
well, that's the newer one.
That's the newer one.
The
Okay.
old one has Harrison Ford.
What a G.
Yeah,
Nice.
That dude's been in some bangers.
he's in
Yeah.
the other movie too.
Okay.
I guess that's a little spoiler, but
Yeah. Basically, Blade Runner 2049 is like that advanced AI looking back at this photo. It's like, no, we didn't come from that. Nah.
Mm-mm.
Chimps walking around, knuckles dragging on the floor.
Literally.
But I guess me and Liam didn't answer it. I'll let Liam go. Are you optimistic or pessimistic for AI future?
Optimistic. I don't have any specific reason why, but I don't think it's worth it to like
To just hate on
fear
it. Yeah, for
and
no
hate
reason.
on it, because it's gonna be like any other innovation that's come through. Like, things are gonna happen, and we're all gonna be transformed. But I think overall it'll be good.
Self-driving cars, Tesla AI.
Neuralink. We become the AI.
Did you see that someone has
Yeah.
got it in their head?
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the video. The dude was playing chess. He was looking at a screen playing chess just like by thinking.
Oh, dang.
He said like right after he got it, he spent like 8 hours. He was up all night playing Civ 6 because
Oh, God.
he was a quadriplegic. He wasn't able to play it, and then he
Wow.
was like, "I'm just gonna all night this game because I could finally play it again."
Well, that's awesome.
And that's a tough game because you're constantly zooming, scrolling around, using keyboard inputs at the same time.
Just
So I
use
want-
brain input.
Like,
No,
how does
no
that
more.
work then?
I don't know.
Like,
He
how do you-
just-
how do you use your brain to zoom in?
You just zoom in. You just think about something zooming in.
Well,
but,
I
like,
think-
how does the game know, like, to do that? Like, it might.
The electricity of your brain firing off into the metal of the
No,
nerve.
no,
So
no,
when
no,
he was
but
playing
think-
when he was playing chess, there was like a cursor going around the screen.
Mm-hmm.
That can be accomplished with just like an optical thing, I thought. So I don't know necessarily why, but there was like a cursor that was going around. So maybe he was like actually cursing around to different things.
Okay, so maybe in Civ 6 there's like a cursor and you can click zoom in. and
Yeah,
stuff.
maybe.
Because like just the way the game is programmed, like if you want to zoom in with the keyboard, you like I don't know, you press something plus
Mhm.
like to zoom in. So how do you like? You're not thinking all right, control plus like in your head. You're thinking zoom.
Or like
so
scroll wheel. That would even be rough. A scroll wheel.
scroll in.
Scroll in.
Look,
Scroll
scrolling
out.
over there. Okay, buy Russia
Yeah.
or send troops.
I feel like
Okay.
you wouldn't have to like think about it. It's just
Rush
like
Great
it just
Library.
happens. Like by the time you know it happened, it already it's gone through.
Okay, buy Ethereum. All right, sell.
Yeah,
Oh
what it-
shit.
Cardano.
basically,
The crypto boys are happy right now.
we're looking good.
Yeah, things are nice. We need a little run of 2 weeks down though, so you guys can start buying some more.
Yeah.
That's the current sentiment or want.
Seems like a good transition.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Me-
get her going.
Albin and I have been communicating in terms of trades on crypto.
Advising somewhat, I guess.
Not
I guess
financial advice.
Never.
Um,
If you lose, it's because of you, not me.
we'll get to crypto when we get to it.
All right.
But the next topic on our list is personal finance.
Let's go.
Woo!
My favorite
Yes, sir.
out of
Yes, sir.
all of the financial topics.
The personal one.
The personal one.
But I guess first off is what is financial literacy? What is it?
Just being knowledgeable of finance and understanding your own finances more than anything, like basic expenses and income.
Or like-
It's somewhat survival because everything relies on money for the most part.
Okay, and like knowing how credit works. knowing,
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get advanced into it, sure. I mean, credit, you can dig deep on all of that and find out what each part of your credit score truly means and what percentage is divided between those categories because they're not equally weighted. Some have higher weights than others.
That I think is that's a little too deep.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
Just being financially literate is kind of like surface level. It's just I'd probably sum it up as just like being comfortable with like things related to money. So like banks. I kind of understand what loans are, what interest rate is. Stocks, I understand. Bonds. Calls and puts, probably a little bit too in the weeds. Savings. Checking. That sort of thing.
Okay.
Budget.
So why is this important? You said survival.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, you can live on the street with no money, right? Like you don't need to know a thing.
I mean, you are you really living though?
You're alive. Your heart's beating.
Or are you just slowly dying?
Maybe success, comfort,
Comfort.
being financially literate equals being comfortable.
Okay. Well, do we have any personal ties to financial literacy helping us out, or maybe not knowing financial literacy where it would have helped out?
Big one for me was you putting me on Caleb Hammer.
Mm.
I'm kind of a little fiend for some drama sometimes. So I think the way that his show is, a podcast with just some of like the worst cases in personal finance,
It's pretty bad sometimes.
helped me like I don't know, get more like jazzed up about it, about learning about it, and that sort of thing. So just props to you for putting me on Caleb Hammer.
Well, now, do you think your habits, whatever, changed after watching that? Or,
Definitely.
Like, what would you point out before watching Halo Hammer that you were doing that now you're like, man, I feel bad about doing that?
For me, it's more so the lack of a concrete budget,
Mm-hmm.
which I did not have before. After listening to him, that was the main thing that I really focused on implementing. Also, a secondary to that, 1A, 1B, an emergency fund. Those two things I think are just some of the most rudimentary but also important things you can do, like to start your personal finance journey.
Okay. Alvin, you same question.
Probably going to U of I is when the biggest jump happened, to be honest. I don't really know much about like investing or anything. I just knew like, hey, this is how much money I have, and this is how I have to spend it because I have to now pay for school and all this stuff. And if I want to sometimes eat out, then I have to pay for that also. And just figuring out not to go broke. Don't go to zero. Just make sure you still got money in your bank account, but don't do stupid things with it. Yeah, but the biggest thing that I learned in terms of financial literacy and personal finance was investing at U of I, because I was trying to figure out how to make more money to pay for school instead of just having to work a job or two, because that was the only thing that I knew. I was like, I don't know anything about stocks. I don't know anything about investing. And then my friend Roman St. Louis, shout out to you, my brother, you put me on. And yeah, he showed me the way, because he probably was my richest friend at that point. I was like, wow. In terms of what he actually did himself, I was like, okay, now I really want to get into this. And I was still a little scared, because I think right after I started investing, I didn't put in too much. Like COVID hit, so I was like, oh shit, and like everything dropped. But then I just got really into it. I was like, there's money to be made in the world, and I don't have to like work 8 hours a day to do it. I can do it by just pressing some buttons on my phone. So that was the biggest jump for me, was going to U of I and basically being on my own for a little bit in terms of money, having to do things for myself.
So independence brought you closer to learning about financial literacy.
Yes. That was a great way to put it. I used too many words. That was perfect.
How about you, Thomas?
Probably the same. I think for me, getting a job was the biggest jump, because I watched Caleb Hammer. I was exposed to Alvin from investing. Honestly, I didn't know that much, but still exposure. And all my time in college was spent not looking after or not budgeting money, and just like don't let it go to zero. That was basically it.
Very important part of the journey.
Yeah.
But I think having a stable income and then finally implementing a budget was able to let me allocate money in a way where I know it's not going to zero, and I know where it's going.
Yeah.
Like sometimes there'll be a week at school where I've been way too lazy to cook any food, so I'm always going out at the end of the night and buying Wingstop or
Good
Panda
eats.
Express.
Good eats. Good eats. We can respect that out here. I had some Wingstop yesterday, actually.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Nice. But
Mid.
just the random bullshit that you may buy, and you don't realize how much of your money is going towards that random bullshit.
Right.
Spoiler alert, a lot.
Yeah. Especially for some people that just can't control it. I'm sure he has a bunch of videos where it's like, you're spending like thousands of dollars on just food.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, it's tough because you pass by a Mickey D's and you're like, oh man, a double patty burger. It sounds so good right now.
Mm-hmm. That's also more on self-control than financial literacy.
For
at
sure.
that point.
Yeah,
The
mix of both.
discipline.
Mix of both.
But on this article I read, it was well, the next question, which I'm going to lead into it, is like, what role do schools play? And
None.
This article, in Connecticut, they passed a bill where high schools are going to be forced to add a financial literacy course into their curriculum, where
Good step forward.
kids will have to start learning it before they graduate high school. And they had a poll or something where 70% of kids like failed the basic financial literacy test, and then it's also a topic that you generally don't talk about with your parents, and that's why I think like independence is a big step for that, because you're kind of forced to learn about it.
Yeah, you gotta figure things out.
And even if you're put in that position to be independent, if you don't make the step to learn about it, then you can kind of still continue on not letting the bank account go to zero, or if you don't pay attention, then it goes negative, and
Oh, yeah,
Start
don't
taking
want
out
that.
credit cards and racking those bad boys up.
Oh yeah.
because that's the big thing with Caleb Hammer, is that people take out credit cards and then they don't pay attention to how much is being spent, and then you get hit with fees, and then the interest rates and whatnot, just money being, like he says, stolen from you,
Yeah.
which is I love that. You just got like $100 stolen from you for not paying this off.
Why? What is this? Who are you? Dude's crazy. I wonder if they're similar to like other curriculum that we learned in high school. If there's gonna be like an issue with like engagement in the curriculum, maybe like retention on the knowledge, or maybe like students being overloaded by already having like long school days and a lot of things to learn. Like, how effective is teaching this going to be in like the long run? I do think that there is going to be a net positive, because like you were saying, like there's going to be guaranteed exposure, and then potentially there's going to be a higher chance of some people taking it more seriously and having the knowledge.
Well, just the fact of exposure is good. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of an example, but like, let's say of Mice of Men, like you didn't read the book, or you didn't know like the specific stuff in it, but then when you hear George and Lenny, like that was freshman year, long time ago, and you know George and Lenny.
Yeah.
Okay, you know George and Lenny.
Of course.
Yeah, see, that was a long ass time ago. I'm sure we didn't really read the book.
You just want to tend the rabbits, George.
See, like I wasn't fully attentive in English class, but I still know about that. So like you'll probably remember. And plus, I'm guessing it'll be put like in senior year or junior year.
Yeah.
Like, why would you have a freshman learn about personal finance?
Yeah, 14, 15-year-old.
Yeah, get them early when they're first starting to get their like 16-year-old jobs and that sort of thing, so you don't get people making like decent money in high school, like $1,000 a paycheck. I feel like that was pretty good in high school, and then just spending all of it on fast food. Like, I knew so many people at Willowbrook who were just bombing all of their money on food every single day.
Or just buying designer. the new J's.
New shoes.
Shout out China.
Yeah.
We import those boys.
Yeah. Speaking on like if it would be beneficial, I mean, I think it's gonna be like any other subject. You'll have the kids that enjoy it a lot, and other kids are gonna just ignore it.
Yeah.
Because they don't care at that time. They won't care, but then they'll realize, wow, I probably should have paid attention more, or gone deeper into it. But yeah, I think it's good to have some exposure, because even when that time does hit, you'll be like, oh, I remember learning about that a little bit. And I'm sure some things will resonate. Plus, I think kids are getting more and more exposed to it at a younger age now, more than ever before. And I don't know, I think it's overall going to be a good thing if it is taught in schools.
I mean, like, taxes alone, like, you don't need to teach like write-offs or tax code, but if you hit the 16, 17-year-olds that are starting to get a job, you're like, all right, here's a W-2. Like, this is how you fill out the form. Like, just so you know that, like,
Yeah.
as soon as you get your W-2 and it's like, all right, I get this form, write these numbers down here. All right, I did my taxes as like a 17-year-old, even though you're probably a dependent.
Yeah.
They had that class in
Consumer.
Willowbrook. Yeah, consumer
management, something like that.
Or, consumer, something.
Yeah,
along those lines.
For me personally, I didn't have a job, so
Yeah.
it didn't apply to me.
Yeah. They had the stock market game also in that class.
Did they?
At least the one that I was in.
No. See, I didn't have that. It was like, if they had a better like curriculum, it's like everyone's gonna do this, because I didn't do that. Like, different teachers did different things basically. I think if you have something set, or even because they do this at DePaul, they start a crypto class and the professor has people like put in $5 into like 3 different current cryptocurrencies just to like give them exposure to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's how you use an exchange, and he has them like transfer it over to a different wallet. Here's how you do a transfer. Just give them like a little bit of exposure with limited
risk.
Yeah, limited risk. You could do the same thing teaching these kids this, like, here's how you invest. Put in $5 into Apple or whatever.
Well, then at that point, you have to sign up for a
yeah.
brokerage.
Yeah, it's different, yeah. Because in college, you're older. In high school, you can't. But technically, you could make one under your parents' name.
Mm-hmm.
So. Or do...
the teacher uses you to buy his, like, scam coin.
Hopefully not that.
Oh, that would be
there would
genius.
probably be some guidelines as to what they can do.
I want you to buy John coin.
Nat.
John coin.
Nat. Thomas, what are we running away from?
That's
I'll send you an image that you could put in the background for that joke.
All right.
what was that company, Nat?
It was like something Nordic Atlantic oil tankers or something.
Oh yeah,
Something like that. It was an oil tanker company back when
COVID was
Yeah.
at its prime,
mm-hmm.
and we were speculating that Alvin was speculating that Nat was gonna go up.
It did for a little bit. The problem is it did not anymore after that.
Yeah, and the picture I sent him was me running on the trail, like
Let me see if I
running
can
away,
find it.
and then I put like the Nat ticker symbol behind me.
Let me see if I can find it. We probably have it saved in here somewhere.
But I guess like how much do emotions play with, I guess, personal finance and investing?
A lot.
Yeah, I think they're
lot.
huge because disciplines will beat out emotions, and you want to have your decisions be disciplined decisions, not emotional decisions, as just like a broad generalization. I also think that it's easier to you can do certain things to make it easier so that emotions don't play as big of a role. For example,
That was the price of the stock.
That's funny. For example, like if you're investing in like the S&P 500, that is a very low risk equity. If you're investing in
Nat.
crypto or NAT, that's a high risk equity. Feels a little bit more like a gamble. When you're gambling, your emotions get riled up. So I think if you are predisposed to like making those emotional decisions, I think you should just stay in like less risky equities.
No, for sure. Back in the pandemic times,
Options.
yeah, Alvin had me do, or he didn't have me do, I got into options, which is essentially gambling. It's like insurance things where you buy insurance policies and to say, like, if this goes up, then I really don't get it. I just feel like it's a legal form of gambling.
Options, basically, you have the right to buy 100 shares at whatever the contracted price is. So say Apple at $100. If Apple goes up and you have a call, we're getting really advanced here, but if you have a call and the price is over $100 at the time of its expiration, you can buy 100 shares of Apple for $100 each if you have the money. And you get it at that price instead of having to buy 100 shares at whatever the price is that day. And same thing for the opposite, vice versa. So technically there's an expiration date. It is gambling. All of them go to zero. So if you're not in the money, is what they call it, then it will be priced at zero on the final day of expiration. So yes, it is.
A call is to gamble that the price is going to go up.
Yeah.
A put is to gamble that the price is going to go down.
Yes.
That's like the basics of it. And for me, I was calling on Tesla stocks,
Yes.
which was a good
And
thought.
you were right. I think you just didn't hold long enough.
No, because I was like a month and a half out.
Yeah, and I think like after a couple weeks it was down, but I think if you held it until the end, you actually would have like done very well. I think that's what happened. Like
That
half,
was emotions.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, halfway
I'm,
through,
I'm like sitting at the park because at that time I would ride my bike in the morning to the park,
yeah.
hit my hit my dab pen, and then like look at the stocks. And literally like I'm sitting there at the park. I'm like, "Ah, shit, Tesla's going down, man. I'm gonna get rid of it.
Sees it going down.
Fuck.
And
Go up.
no, I guess yeah. If I wasn't emotional, I would have. Cause like right now with crypto, I'm leaving emotions out of it and just thinking like more long term. Like you have forced me to think about the long term. Think about
Yes.
it. And if I did that with Tesla, like you said, I think I would have done pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, options messed me up too, but I knew like what I was doing. It was just my head. I thought things would keep going up longer than they did, so I was just like, oh no, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. So I kind of just screwed myself by betting the wrong way. So I've stopped doing options since.
Or
but-
like even moving away from investing, like buying McDonald's is an emotional, like not an emotional decision, but like as you said, like
we got food at home.
you're driving by and you're like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna spend $20 on a McChicken.
Yeah.
Most
bucks on
expensive
20
McChicken ever.
McChickens.
No, but you get where I'm going.
Must
That's-
be a
that's an
McChicken
emotional thing where-
from California.
or like impulsive buying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You smell the fries. You're like, man, childhood memory when my parents used to just buy it for me. I should go and get some right now.
Or like even like if you're at the mall and you walk into a random store and you're like, wow, I like this is really cool. I want to get it. And it's like $25.
Yeah, that's definitely impulsive right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ah, shit, I want to get it. And then you get it. You know, it's fine if you have it budgeted out. You can take impulsive purchases or your income's higher. But when you're trying to save money and whatever, then emotions play a big part if you
Yeah.
can control them.
Yep.
I don't know if we covered like there was a topic on that doc, things we feel bad about spending money on.
Oh, I thought we kind of touched on it, but do you have something to say?
For me, mine is out of budget spending.
Mm.
So like I'm doing that 50-30-20. I feel pretty comfortable in all my purchases, but when things like maybe go over or like get close to like the cap, I start sweating a little bit.
You get that guilt?
A little bit. It's like, oh god, we're getting close. And it's like almost the end of the month, and I don't know. It's interesting. I like to see my spending kind of pace with like how many days are left in the month.
Now, is what's the philosophy here? Spend all your money in like until the paycheck, or
Mhm.
spend like 80% of it paycheck hits, and then you're back to 100. Spend 80% paycheck hits, like
I see the math that's going on right there. Yeah, I see it. That's good.
no, but like here I'll give my
Yeah.
example with the budget. I get paid weekly on Thursdays, so as soon as my paycheck hits, I throw money at student debt. I throw it in savings. I throw it at crypto. I pay gas, groceries. I buy whatever I want, coffee, random shit, and then I see like I have $150 left over, and like it's Wednesday, so I'm gonna get paid tomorrow. I'm like, all right, I'll throw 100 more at student debt. I'll throw 50 at Roth, versus let me just keep that 150, let it roll over. Like, what is the philosophy there? To spend all you have, like just throwing it around different places, or always keep money in the banks stagnant at no interest rate?
I'm not a fan of just keeping it in the bank, but
Okay.
my purchases are much different than most people's. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I really worry about what I spend my money on, because I don't really spend it on much of anything, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at my credit card bill every month, it's gonna be like gas here and there, my train pass, and then food, which is basically just me getting lunch
Yeah.
like every time I'm at work. So mine is pretty consistent. I mean, I've built a plan out of what I want to do whenever I do get paid, and the only times I ever do have impulsive like buys is when we do something. Like I usually don't go out all that often, but when we do, it's like, okay, sure, I can put a little bit more, like having to get someone a gift. It's like, oh, someone's birthday's coming up. I can go spend some money for that.
I guess the point of my question is like, do you think you should spend all your money or like keep it just in case?
What do you mean
I
by
mean,
spend all your money?
You definitely want to have a little bit of a buffer in your checking account, but for me personally, I have it budgeted out on like an Excel sheet. So I honestly don't even know what like my floor is. I go off my month to month income, and then anything that's left over at the end of the month, I just throw into like a high yield savings account. And I guess I can look at there's probably like an extra $200, $300, $400 just floating around that I don't have accounted for, but for the most part, every one of my dollars at the end of the month that's left over just goes into savings.
Okay. Now let's say you've tripled your income. Are you sticking to that same behavior?
You can.
Yes, I think so.
You can, or you can adjust it. I mean,
because your income goes up, so your categories, your percentages, your 50% is now higher.
Mm-hmm.
Your 20 is now higher. Your 30. So automatically, your savings are going to be higher. You're going to be able to spend more on fun, and you have the opportunity to spend more on expenses. But if you don't lifestyle inflate a ton, that's just more money going into savings, and then you're just filling up that pool.
Now let's say you've saved $100,000, and now you've just learned that, like, let's say the asteroid's gonna hit in a week.
Mm-hmm. Guns and ammo.
No, but asteroids hit in a week,
and you're guaranteed
now
to die.
Now you're thinking back like, oh wow, I have $100,000 that I've never spent.
Doesn't matter. We're gonna die anyways. So
Hookers and cocaine.
I don't know. This is like
That's
a
meme.
weird philosophical thought that came to me, where like
At that point, if you know you're gonna die, it's like you might as well just spend it on anything.
Yeah.
At that point,
it's similar,
if you know what your fate is.
for sure. It's a similar thing to like what if like the
market crashes.
Yeah, the market crashes and all
Why
my
do I
money's
invest?
worthless.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Your money's gonna be worthless the same as everybody else. So just, I mean, I think it's important to invest, and these are investments because they do go up in value over time.
Yeah.
Is guns and ammo. I think that's an important percentage of the investment portfolio.
Guns and ammo.
Guns and ammo.
We're getting red over here, buddy.
Yeah, we are, brother. America. Fuck yeah.
Gold standard. I call it the ammo standard. Our currency backed up by the fucking U.S.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You got crypto. I got a 9mm and a box of shells.
Give me your wallet.
Give me your
Give me your.
You may kill me, but you can't get my seed phrase, buddy.
So, do you have like a beneficiary?
No, I'm not that advanced. If I die, I die.
If
Bro,
he dies, he dies.
we're all like 22, 23. We're not thinking about like, hey,
No.
who's gonna get this if I die?
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're not gonna die that soon.
Mm-hmm. I need to be a little bit riskier in my investments, I think, now that we're young.
Welcome,
Brother.
welcome.
Join the.
And what I want to
risk
do
club.
it with is real estate.
Okay.
But
okay.
after
High
listening
class.
to some videos that Thomas sent me and just doing a little bit of reading, it's like there's like a big moral issue there. Because I mean, we'll cover that. I'll save it.
Oh, I know
I'll
what you're
save
talking
it.
about.
Yeah, we'll cover this.
That'll be in the random debate topics
Okay,
section.
yeah, we'll save it.
Alrighty.
We'll save it.
But move
Yeah,
on from
keep
that.
up.
I just thought of it and I thought I'd ask. Now, what is the relationship from wealth and well-being in your mind, and what role do economic policies play in societal happiness?
Wow, that's deep.
Deep. I
Deep
think
question.
more money, generally more happy.
Yes.
Money buys happiness.
I think.
To an extent.
Mhm.
Yes, I believe so.
To an extent.
But I think maybe you get like 85% happy. That other 15% has to come from like things you really enjoy doing,
Yeah.
being around people you love,
Mm-hmm.
doing like the intangibles.
Yeah. You don't need wealth to have good well-being, for the most part. Being wealthy can help, and staying well.
Like the saying, like, I'd rather cry in my Ferrari.
I'd rather cry in my Ferrari.
It is a thing.
Yeah, than cry in a box. Yeah, I'd definitely rather cry in a Ferrari, but
Definitely.
But like, okay, you're working.
majority of the world is not wealthy, so it's like
No, yeah, yeah.
you don't need wealth to be happy. It can help lead to different things that can make you happy,
Well,
but it's not
we're
needed.
living in the U.S., so we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about U.S. people
Alrighty.
because there's people that live on rice farms or fucking or coal miners, but you know they're probably maybe happy, you know,
Yeah.
maybe not the coal miners, but
Hey man, that's their purpose in life,
like
to mine coal.
forget it. Just talk about the U.S. and let's say one person works 40 hours a week, gets 80K, 90K a year, and you know that's 40 hours of their week. They have 80 hours of free time, whatever is spent sleeping, so they can spend time with their friends, family, you know, those intangibles that you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
versus a person that needs to work 2 jobs, maybe cumulative 70 hours a week. They don't have time to, you know, do the intangibles. Like they have to work their second job, go to sleep, work the second job, go to sleep, and like, you know, maybe they're getting money, but is the well-being there? Like, or they're forcing that situation in order to make rent, pay for food, other stuff.
You know, it's tough out here, man.
It is.
It's tough out here.
And I mean, if we do include the rest of the world, we're like.
Still
we're,
well beyond,
blessed,
like,
compared
Oh, yeah.
to the majority of the world.
Yeah.
You could take that same minimum wage job and live great in certain countries.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that it's America.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's like if you were to buy a house in Beverly Hills and you had to pay that rent, that'd be insane. But the people that live there can afford it. So, I mean, it's tough that some people can't afford to live in America, even though they were born here. But it's just what happens. I mean, really,
Like, hey man, like you were born in California, you were doing fine, and then all of a sudden in high school, your parents died, and now you don't know what they had no plan to pass down the house. You foreclose on the house, and you're like, shit. I have a job maybe at McDonald's, but the house is foreclosed,
Mm-hmm.
and then
hopefully
You
got
literally
some good
got-
friends.
you got literally just stuck. Well, you know,
Hopefully
it's a
got some good-
complex situation.
It
but you
is.
You're
never-
cooked,
you
buddy.
you never
You're
know.
cooked.
You're
Trust.
cooked.
You're cooked, buddy.
Trust me, buddy. Take out all the student loans. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, go to your local loan shark.
Yeah.
Okay. Apply for federal aid, and then don't go to school and just throw it towards
Bitcoin.
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Come on.
Shiba Inu.
But you know, right there, if there was a big family wealth in there, you know, that would have maybe been passed down to him or her, and they would have been weller off than the other person that wasn't wealthy.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's tough. It's like anything in life, you know. There's some level of competition where it's like, do you want to survive? Do you want to win the game?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
And now economic policies. So there's ones that I think about is ones that affect inflation, interest rates, and taxes. And like for that my situation right there that I just came up with, that person's relying on inheritance, and California's like, all right, we're passing the 60% inheritance tax.
Yeah.
And now, I guess
Still got 40%. Better
it
than
depends on the sum of the money, but you know
Yeah.
that affects some people versus, or maybe like taxes are getting raised, and some people already don't make a lot, so those taxes are affecting them. So I guess I'm answering the question myself. I think economic policies probably play a big role.
in personal finance.
Societal happiness.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's gonna affect you tremendously. So
Yeah.
I feel like it has to have an effect. If it didn't, what would be the point?
This was a ChatGPT question, so
Shout out
I
ChatGPT.
didn't think about it too hard or answer it myself.
Nice.
Just thought I'd throw it in the pod. But now let's get into some fun. Will crypto be a part of regular life, or is it a scam? Alvin?
Scam. Scam. Do not buy. Just buy when I sell it to you. at the top.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I also wrote we basically already use digital money.
Yeah, we do to an extent. Yeah, cash is slowly just becoming irrelevant. I think there are some places that definitely don't even accept it, depending on where you are. They might not accept cash anymore.
There's some. I went to a coffee shop in Chicago that didn't accept cash.
Yeah, and people will get mad at that. Oh, I got my cash, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What the heck?
Do you know how long I stayed out on the corner for this?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Like they don't accept cash. The homeless.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like Apple Pay.
That couldn't possibly.
Apple Pay.
They couldn't possibly be doing that as like a deterrent to those homeless.
No.
Maybe it depends on the place.
The coffee shop said it was for safety. So like I guess, I mean, if someone tries to come in and rob, it's like, hey, we don't have any physical cash.
That too, but it's like a lot of times people don't even want like homeless people coming into the place anyways. They're like, get out of here.
You smell.
I didn't think. I didn't think about it in that way.
Yeah.
But that would be funny. Like in the future, homeless people are asking for like Apple Pay or something.
I got Venmo.
Bro, there's definitely some that are doing that right.
Apple Pay, Android, Venmo,
Zelle.
no.
You can
On
link
all
your bank
platforms.
account up.
They're gonna have their own link tree.
And then they turn it around as like tip.
They're running like
10%.
advertisements.
Gratuity included, 18%.
Jesus.
But
I guess it'd be cool to have crypto as a part of regular life, but
I
then
think-
it kind of takes away like, the purpose of the USD, which is a universal like thing that you can use versus like having different types of crypto like in the system. I don't know.
I mean, the idea I know the Fed's already working on is the digital dollar.
Yeah.
So essentially, it would just be converted to digital like crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be used in regular life. You can already stake USDC, which is US dollar coin, on Coinbase. You get 5%, stays at $1,
Mm-hmm.
and that's more than what you'll get in a bank account. That's for sure.
5%. Oh wow.
Yeah, 5% APY.
I get 4.
It's one on USDC.
No, on Discover.
Oh, okay. See, you're losing out on that 1 extra percent, man. But
Stable.
as it continues to grow and get more and more advanced, I think it will be implemented. I mean, the space is continuing to grow. I can't see why it won't.
I guess what I'm interested in is the end term. So not the long term, the end term, where you won't be able to mine any more Bitcoin, correct? Like the supply
We'll be
will
dead by then.
What?
We will be dead by then.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How come?
It keeps getting split in half. So like, the last one whole Bitcoin will probably take like 50 years.
Oh. So since it takes so long to mine that last one, like Bitcoin will still have some value to it.
I mean, it doesn't even matter if it fully gets mined or not, because you could split it up into however many zeros.
Oh yeah.
So it's really somewhat infinite, the percentage that you could use.
Okay. Because I'm just wondering how you use it in like day-to-day life.
I mean, that one dude bought pizza. Well, he
Oh, rip that
probably
guy.
shouldn't have, but it is what it is. It doesn't even have to be Bitcoin. It could be anything else. You have stable coins for a reason. You can mint, like Tether mints more USDT. So basically, it's like the Fed printing the dollar. They create more of their token to create liquidity, essentially.
I'm like imagining myself going to Dunkin' and I'm thinking like, all right, do I transfer Bitcoin or ETH or Ethereum? And like, is that a process that can happen in the future, or is it just
You could do it now. You can do it now.
It just relies on Dunkin' accepting
Yes.
the coin.
Yes, literally.
That'd be funny, just like on the drive-through windows, like our wallet address is this, and then
I mean, yeah, a QR code is literally all you need, like, to send. And they're like, oh, do you accept crypto? It's like, yes, we do. What do you want to use? You say what you want to use. Here's our QR code to our wallet, and you pay that way.
Interesting. I'm gonna run a plant shop that just takes crypto,
Smart man.
and then I'll make my own coin. It'll be
Thomas coin.
Thomas coin.
Thomas coin.
Not Thomas. Not Tomas coin.
It's not Thomas coin. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it will be part of everyday life. I think we're getting closer there than.
You don't think it's just speculative?
Probably right now, a lot of it is speculative, but yeah, regular life, you can do so much with it in terms of making money, like interest-wise, staking, and I'm sure there'll be more advancements that come along in the next decade or two.
Okay. Liam, thoughts?
Prayers.
I don't have a ton of deep knowledge on crypto, so I mean, I'll just echo what Alvin said. Everything he said sounded like it would be true. I mean,
Same. I say the same.
Thank you.
Crypto will go up.
Up.
to the moon.
Now let's take a little break
Mm-hmm.
before we get into random debate topics.
It ain't nothing like a fist full of cash or a bliss full of the hash that twists like a mustache from end to end, spread it like a rash from talking through your Walkman or at your disco bash.
Welcome back.
Welcome back from the break.
We're back.
We drank some water. Alvin bought some crypto.
Really?
Shh.
No, he didn't. I'm just joking. But now we're moving on.
Live on stream. We're doing it now.
He's buying it live.
Technical difficulties.
AI malfunction.
This video is powered by AI. AI is malfunctioning.
So we're moving on to our last section of the day,
Correct.
which is a little bit of fun debates.
Some random debates. I guess I'm interested in opinions and on what should be done. Maybe.
Okay. Let's start with the first one.
First one is should we implement universal basic income?
No.
Alvin says no. Liam,
I put together a little pro and con list.
let's hear it
So
out.
some pros that I found were poverty reduction,
True.
unemployment protection.
True.
People are still getting money even if they are unemployed. Across the board, it's pretty simple compared to other social services.
Yep.
And it'll stimulate the economy a little bit.
Yep.
Some cons. Cause some inflation. Employers will be disincentivized to give incentives and good benefits to their employees, potentially. And the feasibility of implementing it could be pretty difficult.
Feasibility as in
Making sure that everybody gets it, making sure that
okay.
U.S. citizens are the only ones who get it and not non-citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Good way of putting it.
And
That is the only way. Citizens versus non-citizens.
There's harsher ways of putting it. Big debate going on about that too.
yeah, that is huge.
Yeah.
Not necessarily something we need to cover now.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, off topic.
Yeah.
We can.
No.
This is random debate topics.
Oh, you're not right. I mean, I guess we're somewhat covering it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is pertinent to the universal basic income
'Cause
then
they-
you have to ask.
They're getting those debit cards.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty much like the trial run for your basic income.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work on illegal immigrants.
There's the other way of putting it.
All right, Alvin, why do you say no right away?
Some of Liam's cons were some of my reasonings, like it only brings up inflation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting this basic income, your regular income could go down. The employer's gonna be like, why do I have to pay you more if you're also getting this free money from the government? Minimum wage, I feel like, could also go down for that exact same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Although it has not kept up with inflation anyways, so like even
Yeah,
if there's more
it has-
inflation, doesn't
yeah.
mean it's gonna.
Yeah. It might not change at all. It might not affect it whatsoever. But at the same time, the same people that are at the top making all the money now or that have assets are just going to end up getting that money from those people at the bottom regardless. Because what are those people who live paycheck to paycheck going to do with that extra money? They're probably going to spend it
Yeah.
they're just going to consume things that those rich dudes own.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows if rent's going to go up because of that. Oh, now you're getting a monthly amount. Some of that's got to go towards your rent. Let's raise it by the amount that's being distributed.
So I guess you're not necessarily against basic income. You're you're afraid of not afraid. Sorry to say that.
You're scared, buddy.
No, you think there'll be negative reactions to the basic income versus like you think like everyone getting a survivable income is good, right? Like you know.
Well, what do you define as survivable? It's like
Well, that's a debate. Like
Yeah.
whether it be $1,000 a month, like Andrew Yang said, or whether it be like $250 a month. I don't know.
okay.
Like even $1,000 a month is not that survivable, but
Yeah, but if
It's
you
kinda
multiply that by how many people are in America, like 200, 300 million.
it's about 2 trillion, 2.3 trillion to
Yeah, it's a lot.
but I think we spend about I think the stimulus was about $2 trillion.
It was one-time thing. Probably won't happen, hopefully, for another however many decades. It doesn't happen again. And look at what it did cause. The inflation was 7% that they listed. There are some websites that track true inflation, and it was north of 10%. Things are still elevated from that time, and overall, has poverty gone down since then? I would say no. And I think they're playing statistics that say billionaires have added a bunch of whatever percent of their net worth while poverty has increased.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the same thing's just going to happen. It's just going to be I feel like at a more rapid pace, just because the amount of money that needs to be generated each month would probably be more than what's already being generated each month. So it's like, what's the point? Rather than destroying the value of the dollar faster. And plus, it's like, the phrase no free lunch, it's like, what's the cost of it? We've kind of explained the cost of it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it's just like, why?
Okay.
Why? We want all these people to survive. It's all about people surviving. It's like,
All right. If we're talking about inflation, I guess I just kind of want to nail down some stuff. So the U.S. dollar is a fiat currency, correct?
yes.
Do you want to define for the audience and Mr. Bigfoot here what a fiat currency is?
No.
Okay, then I will Google it. Fiat currency.
It's basically currency
Fiat money
backed by the government.
is a government issue. Then why did you just say it?
Sorry, my
Made me
bad.
waste 2 seconds to Google it.
Sorry to the viewers that I didn't just say it right away.
I'll read it out loud. Fiat money is a government issued currency that is not backed by commodities such as gold. Fiat money gives central banks greater control over the economy because they can control how much money is printed. Most modern paper currencies are fiat currencies. So the banks control the money supply? I thought it was
Central banks, so like the Fed.
Oh, okay. And the way they control that is by selling and buying bonds, or
They can, yeah, bonds for the most part, because when they do an auction on the bond market, then that's kind of determines the demand for more or less. So in a sense that then you have
So when-
other types of
So when they're
things that they
buying,
do.
when the central bank is buying bonds, they're taking out currency from the supply, and then when they sell, wait, no, when they buy bonds, they're giving money into the system. So when they sell it, they're taking money away.
I feel like that sounds backwards. I'm not exactly sure on
Well, let's
how
say-
it works, but I feel like when
But-
they're selling them to the open market, they're trying to inject liquidity. But I think you're right. When they're buying, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that whatsoever.
Well,
but
I'm just trying to like nail it down a little bit, because the big thing with basic income, universal basic income, I'm going to start saying UBI so I don't have to say the whole thing. The thing with UBI is inflation and taxes are the biggest cons for it that I've read, and I want to nail down inflation, which is the value of money going down, right? Or
and yeah, the value goes down because
you
there's
buy
more
less-
there's more in circulation.
yeah. So the way they control money supply is the central bank lending out money to the other banks.
Mm-hmm.
And now universal basic income is, instead of lending out that money to banks, you're giving out extra money
To
to
people.
people. So
I think-
that is still increasing the money supply. So in a closed system, that would inflate or cause inflation,
In a sense, yeah.
or it would
Either
devalue the currency.
either way, you're just bringing in more liquidity into the system because you have to generate that each month. So it's like the value is obviously going lower because now you have less of the total supply. So like the easiest way that I could put it is, say there's 100 apples, right? You have 25, I have 25, and Liam has 50.
Mm-hmm.
Liam controls 50% of the apples, and say Liam has a tree, an apple tree, and he brings in 100 more apples. Now, with that 100 apples, no one gets anything. Okay, it's just there. Now Liam doesn't have 50% anymore. He has 25% of all the apples, and then ours got cut in half to 12.5%.
Okay.
So basically, 100 apples join in every month, but we would get a percent of it. But that percent doesn't equate to what we originally had. So that's why the value decreases. Our percentage of the total continues to go down because you're putting in more and more supply.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this is apples.
The same thing could be done with dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So if we started off with $100, 25, 25, 50, then randomly $100 comes in, and then another
but
100,
like,
another 100.
That $100 isn't Liam's $100. It's just $100 sitting.
You
on the
created
table?
it.
Oh, okay.
It's like the Fed printing.
Mm-hmm.
They created it. They added more.
All right.
So even if Liam got 50 of that 100, if everyone got the same amount each time, it would stay proportionate. But more than likely, it's not going to stay proportionate.
Man, economics, man.
It's crazy.
God, why do we have to rely on it?
Yeah. Another reason I don't want UBI is like, what happened to competition, man? What happened to the competition? Can't be giving out participation trophies to people that don't want to do anything. It's like, oh, I want money too. I don't do anything. It's like,
That's fair. That is really fair. Then those Brits are gonna catch back up to us. Oi, mate! They're giving out free money
on a Tuesday.
on a Tuesday.
I don't know what to say.
Up the fucking right.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy trying to say UBI?
Plus, I think in the George W. Bush administration, they had a surplus for like the first time in however long it was. It was either his administration or Clinton, and they gave it out to people in form of a paycheck. And basically, what happened was those people just spent it like anyone normally would, and then it's the same process. That money got spent to people who own the companies that they spent it on. It goes to them anyways. Same theory. I think people just like the idea of UBI because it's like, yeah, we're helping out everyone. Everyone gets a chance. It's really like, no, it's just going to create a worse problem. Just accelerate the problem we already have. That isn't going away.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, it's like, I don't want these people surviving
Whoa.
because I'm a hater.
Time to move to your island.
Yeah, time to move to the island.
Okay.
But,
well, all right.
Do you care about the guy on the corner begging for money?
In a sense, I do.
Do you ignore him or do you help him?
If I've got something to give, I'll give. I don't always have cash.
Would you do it every month?
No.
All right.
But that's like the system. Like, you can't rely on individual people that rely on the system themselves.
I know, but it's kind of like the same thing, because the government is you, and you're the guy in the corner.
Wait, I'm the government and the guy in the corner?
No. I'm making the comparison. So if it was just you and the guy in the corner, you got more, and it's just him. He has less than you, but the government has to take care of all. We're all the guys on the corner to the government, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do I really want to give this person money every month? It's like, no.
But, like, what if, like, I give him money and then he ends up, like, starting a garden? You know, like, he's able to, like, hey, dude, give me $20. I can go walk over there, buy some apple seeds. And then he's got an apple tree. And now,
We're back to
since
apples.
since the fact that I gave him $20 a month, he was able to start growing apples for me. Now I have apples. Like, as a government, I'm like, that was a benefit.
Why don't they already have people that can grow enough apples?
Well, no, we're talking about this situation where it's just me, the government, and a homeless guy in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So
the fact that
you're going to give your apples to the government then?
He's gonna give me apples since I gave him $20. He can have his own apples too, but he's giving out the apples since it's like he can sell them.
But he's going to give them to you for free because you helped him out. What are we going to give the What are we going to give the government if they give us this money? Because it's
productivity
for free.
Wait, what?
We have to give it for free. The guy's giving you apples for free. What are we going to give them for free?
All right, let's expand the situation. Let's say it's me and Liam is the government, and then you,
Big Liam,
Yes, sir.
you
I'm coming
have,
out on top in all these situations.
lay down the law.
Yeah.
and then you have a job, like in this little system that we've got. So me, Liam, government, you have a job, and then there's two homeless people,
Right.
and now, you're bringing in money for yourself, and let's say,
And you guys.
wait, and let's say you like manufacture
Apples.
forks.
Oh.
You manufacture forks. So me and Liam have a contract where we bring in food, but we need forks to eat them. So
Right.
you make the forks to provide for our little island
to eat.
to eat with the forks. And now those two homeless guys, they're not really doing much because they weren't able to get a job at wherever you work to make plastic forks.
Dang, they're plastic now.
So
We had to reduce costs.
and let's just say the basic requirement for them to like live on our island is $30. So we give them $30 and they're able to live on the island instead of like look for coconuts like on the island in order to survive. Oh no. See, I'm fabricating all of this in my mind.
I know.
like, on the
I get what
spot.
you're saying. My argument to that would be, am I getting the same as that guy?
Okay, so now let's say the fact that they were able to get that money gave them the opportunity to get a job at the plastic cup factory.
Okay.
So now they're producing plastic cups for me and Liam's island.
Okay.
And we all can now use the plastic cups to drink coconut water.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
So-
some benefit that you receive.
Okay. And then
Because like he may be selling it to you or whatever, but before there was no one making plastic cups. Now that
right.
they got the opportunity,
So
to
how did the factory come about if no one was making it before? It just
It was
spawned.
on the island next
just,
door.
It
It
just
was on the
spawned.
island next door. They were able to save up, buy a boat, go over there to work, then come back and.
Man, they got a boat with 30 bucks. 30 bucks went a long way.
I guess this fictional situation is just me trying to say that the income would provide the opportunity to make more productive people.
Okay. So is the income the same that I'm receiving as him?
Yeah, because it's universal.
My question is why?
Because
Why am I the same as him? Why can't I do nothing and get the same amount? Why do I have to work and produce something for you? And why am I not getting more?
Supplement. You get more income than him.
Why can't I get more universal basic income? Because
it's
I'm
not
creating more. That's what people are gonna think about. Be like, I'm doing more than this person. Why are we being treated the same? I do more for you. I feel like I should end up getting a bit higher than this person.
But you already are getting paid by the company that you're providing value for.
Yeah, but it's a separate entity.
Yeah, and you're getting the money from that. But for the government,
That shouldn't be a factor.
The government should look at everyone as equals.
They should, but they're not going to.
So wait, so you're saying in the UBI, they'd be giving some people more money?
Don't they already do that? I mean, in a sense, everyone should get the same amount, but you have billionaires. Why should a billionaire get the same amount as the poor person when it would make sense to give the poor person more than the billionaire, because the billionaire doesn't need that extra monthly income. He doesn't need the extra $250. But at the same time, the billionaire is going to be like, well, why can't I have that if we're all equal? But it's like, if we're all equal, why are you a billionaire and I'm not? And then if it's everything's equal, doesn't that just result to communism?
Well,
kind of, in a sense.
Well, communism would result in you losing your job and you working on some other job for the social benefit. Socialism would
Isn't it kind of like the same? It's like you're all somewhat equal in communism.
Communism would be, it's like a far left version of socialism, which would be to slash any class distinction.
Right.
Well, socialism is more like just providing equal, equal opportunity and like benefits in a sense. Communism would be like, no, you don't get extra benefits.
Okay.
That's my very, very
basic.
basic
I got you.
like understanding of it.
Yeah, but if you still have that class, there are definitely going to be people where it's like, well, why am I getting the same as this person? I feel like I should get more. And then you need everyone to agree on it as well. Like, hey, I'm a billionaire, but you're going to get the same amount as this guy who does nothing. It's like, whoa. I generate all this taxes for you. I have businesses that give people jobs. I'm actually doing something to help the country. This guy's just standing over there. I feel like I could use that money to create the same thing that he could create, maybe even better, or add to what I'm already doing, because I already know what I'm doing. Because if he knew what I knew, he could create something that I'm going to create, but he doesn't know that.
That's simpler.
His ability to create that apple tree. We're going back to apples.
Let's go to apple trees.
Yeah.
All right.
So his ability to create that apple tree might not be as good as mine, because I already have experience in it and I know the process of doing it, and I could do it better and more efficiently.
So then what if he does peach trees?
Why can't I do a peach tree also and just drive him out?
Then it's going to be a monopoly.
It's not just me. It's not just me. Just in theory.
Okay, you have an apple farm.
Yes, farm.
You have an apple farm. You've spent 20 years building that apple farm. You've got the tools of the trade. You've got your supply of seeds. You've got workers getting the apples for you.
Yes.
Now, I want to give this guy money, and his ambition is to start an apple farm.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying, why should I give him the same amount as you to try and start that apple farm?
Yes.
When you already
have
the
one.
head start on it.
Yeah, why can't I just expand? it would be the competition there is like, well, I don't want this guy taking anything away from my farm. People are going to go to his farm instead of mine. Or it's just like, I just don't want him to have one.
It sounds like greed.
It is, but that's how people are.
I know, but I think the premise behind basic income is to not be greedy.
Yeah, but it's like, is that going to happen?
Well, we're not debating if it's going to happen or not. We're debating like if it should.
No.
All right. This is going nowhere. Liam?
Liam's like, yeah, about time you guys figure that one out.
I don't want to add anything else because I don't want to continue on in this conversation.
Okay.
I just feel like I don't want to add anything. I will add something. $1,000 would just be like a new zero. So I think if people could just comprehend that, then it wouldn't really be an issue. But then again, people aren't okay with being zero right now. So I see where both you guys are coming from. I kind of got lost in the weeds there a little bit.
Too
You
many
got lost in the apples.
too many apples on
I
the
got lost
farm.
on the island.
Wait, which island are you on?
the plastic fork one.
The peach one. I didn't know he's on the cup one. He's with the guys that bought the boat.
No, he's on Mr. E's island.
But Liam was the government.
Yeah, wait a second. I thought I had $100.
No, you had 100 apples.
Oh my God. Bigfoot, help us. He's real.
He's on the island too.
Yeah.
He's eating all the apples.
Everybody in the country just needs one of his hairs. For good luck.
Okay. Well, the next thing that's kind of on the same topic is providing homes for everybody. Like I couldn't find the term. There is a term for it, but it's like just equal housing. I don't know, or like
So scrap landlords and dudes who own a ton of properties and maybe put it all in the government's hand, charge the same.
I was reading. I was gonna bring that up because I remember reading about the Finland thing.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just say it for the audience. Finland is an example of a global leader that has decreased their homelessness numbers from about 25,000 people to around 3,000. Wow. Their main capital, Helsinki, is where most of their homeless people are. And they have a government and like a social program kind of working together towards attacking that. They this article that I read, it was like a study, and they said that in comparison to the U.S., Finland has more effective social programs in terms of helping people out, because I guess people get homeless from bad addictions or just bad
Cold weather
situations, cold weather, because like it's brutal to be out there in the cold with no home. And what allows them to do it is that the government owns 70% of the land in Helsinki, and they're able to control like what happens in terms of housing and stuff. And I still don't know like what the term is, but like putting the homeless in homes, I guess, is the debate. Like, because I don't know what the percentage is, but let's say majority of houses in America are single family houses, and I'd say there's a non-marginal percentage of those houses that are vacant or just abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
So why not open them up for people to live in?
Like any person or homeless people only?
Any person that has no home.
Interesting. The immediate argument that comes to mind is people that have like an apartment that wouldn't qualify because they technically have a home. They live in an apartment. That's their home.
Well, that's a multi-housing unit. So they live.
Would they qualify?
No, they live under a roof.
Okay. So those people that live under the roofs, they're like, wow, does this homeless person have the opportunity to go inside of an actual home, and I'm stuck in this apartment just because I have the ability to afford one?
They're not gonna be just thrown into fucking like Chicago West suburb single family homes. Like, that's not the plan. That's because, like, if you go down to Champaign or like by my old school, they had houses where multiple people could rent rooms in there. So it wasn't just like a 2-person house. It was like 2 floors and 2 people could live on each floor. Like
so basically, it's like somewhat of an apartment.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be like the homeless dude gets a 500 square foot house. I don't know.
Is he paying like rent on that spot?
No.
How does he qualify to get it? Is it just
Well, I
no
think
income or
Homeless.
Yeah.
how do you determine that? You just not paying rent anywhere?
You find him on the corner.
So could I just quit my job and now I'm homeless and now I get a free house?
Well,
A free place to live. It's like, if they're not going to pay rent on it, then why should I? Just because I can't afford to. That would be my argument.
The stoic Chad.
Yeah. I'm not even like,
no, I know you're not
trying to be a
being-
dickhead, but
You're
I'm just
see-
bringing up, I feel like, our valid points.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just poking holes in it.
you're trying to find how people would play the system. Is what I'm getting at.
Not even that. It's just people are going to feel cheated in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if someone did all the work on a project, but you end up getting a lower grade than the other person because they presented their part better or something. It's like, I did all the work, he just read the words off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or like if you had a great idea for your company and your boss goes to his boss and tells him about it and doesn't tell him that you're the one that came up with it. It's like, oh, I did all the work, but you took all the credit. People are just going to feel slighted. Like, I'm out here actually trying my hardest to live here, and then this guy who got lucky.
Well, I think like in Finland, they don't immediately go into a home. They get put into a temporary housing unit, which is like multiple homeless people in.
And then they prove that
And then they go
they're
through the
capable.
They go through the paperwork of applying for a home like that will be provided to them, and as well as any social programs to maybe help why they were homeless, and then they get into a home. And I'm sure maybe finding a job is part of that process before they get into a home, and
okay.
it's stuff like that. So it's more or less getting the person up on their feet rather than just giving them a free home.
Gotcha. Okay, well that would be better. In a sense, I would like that idea more. I still think it'd be hard to implement. Should it be implemented? I think that's what that question is, right? Should
Yeah.
it be implemented?
Well, because I think it's bizarre that
Maybe not on
a
the.
lot of Detroit is just abandoned houses because
Yeah, I mean China's the same way, surprisingly, and they have a bunch of abandoned like real estate.
Cities.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, whole town, cities like that no one lives in, and there are places in Europe they're like, we'll pay you to live here.
Yeah.
So I feel like, in a sense, I don't feel like it should be up to the regular government. I feel like the states could somewhat handle that.
These questions are tough because it's like, on a base level, it's like a humanitarian question.
It feels like a trolley question, you know? It's like
What's that?
it's you either kill all those people or you kill the one person.
Yeah.
It's like what's morally acceptable here?
Right.
wait, so who's the one person in this situation?
That's dying.
So you don't provide homes for everybody. That's the multiple people dying.
Yeah.
And then you choose the other one. Who's the one person dying when you provide everyone homes?
Probably the regular person.
I'm trying to imagine myself, even though that's not how you approach debates. I'm thinking, I've worked for 5 years. Me and Celia saved up money. We've got an apartment, and now we're living. And now the government.
Now Joe Schmo is.
Now Joe Schmo has gotten.
He
room.
was assisted to get to the same spot that you're at. The government didn't help you. get to that spot, but now they're helping Joe Schmo get to where you are.
But the thing is, like, I didn't need the assistance. I already had a home, and I was already living somewhere, and then I already have a job where I was taking care of myself fine.
Right.
Versus the person that was living in a tent and didn't have a job. Like, who needs more help, me or that person?
Well, obviously that person needs help, but why are they there in the first place? Because
So
it all comes down to,
you're gonna
like,
discredit their need for help for how they got there.
this. I mean,
not discredit. That's not the right word. You're going to criticize their need for help based on what got them there.
yes.
Okay. So it's like a case by case basis. Like, all right. Oh, you've got $60K in debt, and now you're homeless. Nah, we're not gonna help you out. Oh, okay. You have a gambling problem and you got rid of your home. Not gonna help you. Like, I guess then that's like the government picking and choosing who gets homes in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, if you take that case where the guy in California whose parents die,
Yeah,
and
hypothetical.
yeah, and it's like it's not his fault his parents died, you know? It's it just so happened to die. I feel like helping him out would be the right move, but if that guy that's a drug addict and it's like has never tried to fix himself, if he couldn't do it himself, why should the government try to do it for him?
Because I hope the government cares about everyone.
Dan's gonna love this. Thomas is like Hassan takes getting dismantled by the Chad consumer.
I feel like this is just good for the debate overall instead of just being like, yeah, I agree.
For sure. Oh, 100%.
I mean, I hoped you would bring
Some Chad consumer.
Yeah, because I should have just thought about it. I just thought about the questions, but I didn't think about the counter arguments. You know, how we were taught in school.
Right.
Another thing you retained from high school.
Did not retain.
Debate.
Where were we? Okay. Then case by case basis. Oh, your parents died, you lost a home, you just need help getting a spot to live in so you can continue working or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're a drug addict, you lost your home because of that. Okay, let's
or like
get you in a program to get you off of drugs and then put you in a home, and hopefully that'll help you put you on your feet. Like, it is a case by case basis, but that's where you get put in a temporary home and you go through the paperwork where you can be helped and turned into a productive person in society.
Yeah, it's also just assuming that person does become productive. It's like, what if they just same cycle over and over again? Because you're going to have those people that are like, oh, if I fail, I have this to fall back on. It'll always be there. Safety net. It's like a tightrope walker. It's like, oh, I can mess up because the net's there. But when you take the net away, it's like, oh, I can't mess up or else I'm going to, like, die or break my leg or something. Something bad is going to happen.
Okay.
I also feel like it's with that financial literacy thing, like becoming more independent helps you better yourself. When you're being dependent on the government, it's like, oh, I can keep messing up. I know the government's got my back. They won't let me fail. Like
Over
these
time,
big big companies, they got my back, bro.
Like this whole debate, I've been pulling on my, just like,
Alvin.
It's like my version.
How many apples was this? I think that's long enough to go to the plastic cup island.
Yeah, I think so.
This is the tightrope.
Yeah. You can make a boat out of that.
Oh.
Okay, so there should not be a safety net implemented.
I mean, that's in my opinion. Which technically that's already the system we have. There is no safety net. It's like if you mess up, you mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Or there should be a limit of how many times you could do it.
3 strikes.
Well, their life right now is the first, so you got 2 more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Liam, I need to hear from you.
Is it the job of the government to set up safety nets, or is it the job of like friends and family potentially?
I guess that's like
In the case of the guy whose parents died, I don't think
Oh yeah.
he has the family members for that.
Well, I mean,
Hopefully he has friends.
maybe when they get married, they should start putting those safety nets in place in case something were to happen.
Yeah.
no, I understand where these arguments are coming from. I do. I guess it's more of a question on whether you think government should play a role or not.
I just feel like it's a lazy cop out, basically. Like the lazy person's like, yes, I want that, and then the person who's always working hard is like, why don't you just work harder?
So if you're working hard, or if you're a lazy person by nature, I don't think anything is gonna change if this happens. And like, what percentage of people is that? Probably not a major.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see
Wait,
that
what's
too.
not a major percent?
The people that are just lazy and do nothing, and then the people that are like ultimately driven.
But do you think if this was implemented that it would sway people to be lazier because they know it's there?
Yeah, that middle ground,
Yeah,
which is the majority.
It's like, oh, I know this is here.
Yeah. I think, because then, like, the more safety nets you have, the less driven, I say, on average, people are going to be. Competition goes down. But people will be able to take more risks because they are going to have that safety net. So maybe people will succeed on those risks that they would have been too scared to take because they accidentally had a kid, they're working a full-time job just to survive.
I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah, it is tough because I mean, you have people doing that now without this, anyways. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like they're already doing it regardless. But it's like these big companies, they have the safety net of the government. You know, Boeing, the banks. It's like,
Bailed out.
yeah, they get bailed out, and it's like,
So
well, why? If I go bankrupt, the government's not gonna bail me out. But if this big company does, they'll bail them out, and then they just keep doing the same thing that they've been doing. They don't really change because they know that they have that safety net. I don't know. That would be my comparison.
Yeah, that's a good one to bring up because that makes me even go towards the side of maybe the government should have that safety net, like that bailout feature for people. I mean, I guess filing bankruptcy kind of is that, but like Boeing, they aren't taking a hit like someone who has to file for bankruptcy is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just at a base level, like humanitarian level, I think something like that would be good. I think it would be good.
I think just like the thought of it is good. Like, yeah, of course, I would want everyone to succeed and have a good life. But then you think of like, if I was in that situation, sure, I would want that, but would other people want that for me? Would they look at me differently because I was in that situation? Kind of. You see those memes where it's like, when you see the guy on the corner and it's like the dog is just staring straight through the car so he doesn't notice him. Oh, I have to pull it up.
Yeah, you have to.
Dang, it's 4:00 already.
Yeah, we should maybe wrap it up.
Yeah, we've been going on for a while.
Yeah. You know what? This is good. I've got my counter arguments in my head, or I've got your counter arguments in my head. I'm gonna do a better job of working my argument. Think about the counter arguments, and we'll bring this debate back on. What? Show me this one. You trying to ignore the homeless man because I'm broke too?
Basically that.
But yeah, Thank you, everybody who stuck around until the end.
This was a long one, I think.
This has been minus that break. We're at 2 hours, so we'll cut out a little bit.
Probably hour 50, hour 40.
Yeah, this was a haul. Everybody who stuck around, appreciate you. This was episode 55. Peace.
Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Love being on.
Of course, anytime.
Of course. Do all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Like the video. Comment down below. What do you guys think? UBI. Everyone gets a house. Which island are you on? Apples, peaches.
Yeah,
Did you
comment which island team
Did you
you're
take
on.
the boat?
Yes. Or the plane. I'm on Epstein's island.
Oh Lord. Peace.